are live. It's Thursday night, and we are in the craft room. And this is going to be a craft show. Hello. If you're watching this at a later time, this is going to be a live show, and I will be interacting with the people in the chat room, and they will be talking to me, and I will be answering their questions and things. So if you're watching this and you're bored and you want to zip through something real fast, go ahead, and we'll play it that way, because I will be talking to everybody and answering their questions, and we'll be goofing off for sure. But we're going to do some clay play, and then we're going to play. Then we're going to probably do a dog tag before everything is over. So in the meantime, let me get my iPad set up. Moving right along here. I am a few minutes early, so we'll give the girls a few minutes to get in here for sure. So let's see here. Let's go to me. There we are. Turn my volume down. I got me some coffee, so I'll have a sip of coffee while we're waiting on everybody to get in here. It won't be long. So Tuesday we talked a little bit about clay, and we talked about how we did some small ornaments. And tonight I wanted to try to do a coffee mug, and it will be a hand-built coffee mug. And I've never done it before. So we're going to be doing it together. These are some of my pottery tools. I'll be using these things as we go about. So I'm going to get some clay out and roll it out while we're waiting around here. And I was going to make some beads. We talked about making beads last week, and I never did get them done. Like I got caught up in a rabbit trail. I did. So it says there's some people in the room, so you're all going to have to say hello to me. Say hello. Hi, guys. Somebody's here. I see numbers. I do. I've even got a thumbs up already. I haven't done anything yet. Hi, Mitzi. Hi, Mary. I'm just kind of hanging out till some people come in. I showed you all my pottery beads the other day, and this is how I make my pottery beads by hand, each one of them. Sometimes you can get an assembly line going if you can get a good roll going, and but each bead has to be rolled in a ball. Yes, thank you, Mary. I think I am. I'm a little dry. My voice box is a little dry, but nothing like it has been. Yeah, it's been. I feel much better. I think I'm all better now. Joe, I'm not telling Joe, so that way he can continue to treat me like a little baby and wait on me. Hi, Joyce. No, he knows I'm better. He knows I'm better. But when I do beads, I have to roll each one by hand. Now, I wanted to show you something. Whenever you work with some clays, There are ways that you can poke a hole in something, but I want to show you two ways that what happens when you do both ways. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you use a straw or if you use a pointy tool. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but sometimes it does. So on a large scale, I'm gonna push this through. And the thing about a straw is it the clay that you're pushing through actually goes inside of the straw, right? But I did receive a, well, no, I just didn't roll it smooth enough. Let me explain this one more time. Like I got a hole in that, but you see this little hairline crack right there? That happened when I pushed the straw through. Now this little ball here doesn't have any cracks. It's smooth all the way around. I rolled it and condensed it. Now I'm going to push the straw through. I'm going to use the other end so that there's no clay in it. And I'm going to push it through. And you can sort of see that I pushed it and it's flat on this side and it's got flatter on the other end too. So it's not completely round anymore. It's kind of oval. Can you tell the difference? On this little ball, it's completely round. And I've got another tool here, and it's a drill bit. It's a drill bit. It's got clay on it, and it's rusty. But it's a drill bit, and it's already embedded in this little wood handle. So now if I go in with a drill bit, and instead of pushing the clay flat on one side, I'm going to drill into it so that I don't distort the bead. And the shavings will come out on the drill bit. So you're drilling through to the other side of the bead without altering its size. It broke through the other side, and it still broke through the other side. And this is part of the trials and tribulation of homemade beads. So you have to be very careful when you go through your beads, because we don't want this. We don't want that crackage. So we have to be careful on how we do our beads. I've done enough to know that all I have to do is smash this back up and put it in the recycle bin. But this one worked out pretty good, but it still has some crackage. You can still see some of the cracks. See that little crack, those two little cracks right there? That's what we don't want. Sometimes you can smooth it over with your finger and it'll be okay. And it will be okay. But then we'll bake them and we'll see how it works out after we bake them. So the point is that you've got to drill through without any disturbance to the rest of the clay. That's the ticket. And I'm just cleaning this drill bit up a little bit. And I bought this a long time ago, this little drill bit, and there's two sizes. This is the small size, and then this one's a little bit bigger. And I'm sure there's numbers for them, but I don't know what they are. I'm just going to go with small and large. So anyway, after you make your clay beads, of course they have to dry, and beads will dry within a matter of hours. They won't take long for a bead to dry. And then they will be put in the oven for the first firing to become bisque. And then when they come out as bisque, then they have to come out of the oven, and then you have to sit them to the side to paint them, to glaze them. And we will be getting into that too. Hi, Barb. So so I'm going to try the straw method one more time, but I'm going to make sure I don't have any clay in my straw. Sometimes the clay gets up in there, and you can see it. You can see a shadow in there. So I'll get another straw, and this one's clean. So I'm going to try it again. I'm going to push through the center. And sometimes I twist it when I push in. I sort of twist it. And I think this one turned out better than the other. The other one did. And there's the plug. There's the plug. The bead plug. But there's a nice hole there. And the bead looks pretty good. So I will go ahead and smooth it out anyway, whether I see anything or not. I'll go ahead and smooth it out. Hi, Joan. So anyway, that's how you make clay beads. And then, of course, you can make them out of different sizes and things. And if you have little tiny cookie cutters, which I do, I'm not going to keep this bead because it's got a great big old scar in the back, so I'm not keeping it. So you can cut little figurines out, and then you can poke holes through them too. Now, if you use a needle to poke your holes, that's okay until it dries, because when it dries, you've got a 13% shrinkage. And there's no way that I can describe that to you except that it will get smaller when it dries. The only way I can tell you is if I were to make a bunch, take a picture of it, and then maybe show them to you the next day. But you can trust me that the pottery will shrink, the clay will shrink as it dries. And it will continue to shrink even when you bake it. So anyway, that's how I make my little beads. And sometimes the clay is, see, that one got a crack in it. See the crack? I made the crack when I pushed down on it. And sometimes it might be just the clay is just too dry, and it's not, it got dried out too quick. So let me get another piece. And you just start working on your beads, and then when you get done, I smooth it over, make sure these little hairline cracks get smooshed back together on your bead. And you have to do every bead. You have to work on every single bead separate. It's not something that. Hi, Joyce. Swimming. You have a swimming. What's that mean? What's that mean, Joyce? So anyway, there's 3 beads right there. Okay. Now, let's get to rolling some out and see about making I'm going to put these in the box, the drying box. See about making I wanted to do a mug tonight. So, get my rolling pin. I know I had it here. What did I do with my rolling pin? Here it is. So I kept my clay in a Tupperware bowl over here, and I kept the lid on it, and there was some water in the bottom. I've got them not sitting in water, but up above the water, and kept my clay nice and moist through the night. So hi Terry, hi Giovanna. We're playing with some clay. There are some spots in my clay, and I'm not sure exactly if it's a different color. I think it's a different shade of clay in there because I can move it. Because I have 2 different shades of clay out there in the garage. But anytime you have a natural color on your clay and it's dirt related, as long as it's not a grain or a rock of some sort, a grit, as long as it's just dust or something like that, it will burn off in the firing. So what little dirt smudges on here, I think it's related to where I had clay outside on my, when I cut it off the slab, I had some dark clay sitting there too, so it was laying around. Hi Deborah, hi Allie Kay. No, I'm in the house. I'm still in the house. I had a bright idea that I could do it here tonight. And I just have to be patient. I can do it. And there's a way that you can stretch your clay by throwing it down. When you throw it down, the force of the weight will stretch the clay a little bit too. If you watch at the top, you'll see it squish out. See, right here it is, so watch it go. So it's working. Let's see what Joyce is saying. Oh, she said she was something about swimming, so she must be having some high waters with the storms. I'm in East Tennessee. She's in East Tennessee. Oh my heavens. Oh, that'll be good, Mary, to have your brother close. Let me see. I've got a ruler right here. It's about right. And I have a doily here that came from the Dollar Tree. And it's made up of crochet fabric. And I'm laying it over top of my clay. And I'm going to make a design on my clay now. Can you see that? That's going to be the outside of our mug. I'm not measuring anything. Hi, Deb. Hi, everybody coming in. So you're just going to have to. I'm amateur. I'm an amateur, and I'm going to do this in an amateur way. So that's the way. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, I was going to cut a piece of craft foam, and I didn't do it today, did I? So I'll just use a piece of wallpaper. I'm just going to sort of use it as a template, and but I could also just draw it on here. But if I make more than one mug, I can do. I can keep them all sort of the same size this way. And I think I'm going to do 4. How about 4.5 inches? How about 5 inches? What size mug do we want? Yeah. Let's go with 5 inches. Make a big one. And some of the girls that I've been watching do mugs. They've got templates, and they've got cheese souffle cookie cutters that are like 4 or 5 inches, and nice stuff. And so this is the size I want on my coffee mug, and I'm going to just barely big enough too. Ooh, baby. Okay, I guess we will use every inch. So what I'm going to do is take my scoring tool, and I'm just going to go down the side of this paper and cut the clay off. Pull that away. And then again on this side. So this won't be thrown away or anything. This will be recycled. Actually, I'll need to make a handle. So you guys know, no, the weather doesn't really affect the clay, but when it's a wet day, it can. When you have things in the oven and you're cooking on a wet day, you want to make sure that you fire your oven up extremely slow, so that if there's any moisture in the air, the moisture will escape before the oven heats up all the way. And you leave the lid cracked until it gets up to preheated. But you have to have everything in the oven before you turn the oven on, because it's such a hot oven. I cannot preheat the oven first and then put my items in the oven. It's not like that in the house. It's not like in your kitchen. It's a little different. But yes, it will affect drying time if it's a rainy day. But it's not like we're doing this outside either. We're in the house, and I'm in the garage. So anyway, what I'm going to do is use my X-Acto knife, And I'm going to score this on an angle at a diagonal. And I'll show you why here in a minute, why I do it in an angle. When you connect the edges of a project, you want the edges, you don't want them to be butt to butt. You want them to have some kind of an angle this way and an angle that way, and then they go together like a wedge instead of straight on. But this is the bottom. This is my clay. Now I need to measure and see how round this is. This is going to be a nice pot. So what I'm going to do, then we'll improvise. See, I'm doing this backwards a little bit, but it's okay. It's my pottery house. I can do anything I want, right? Are you with me? Everybody with me? Are you with me? Where'd my pencil go? So we'll lay this back down. And we'll cut this out. I don't know, it looks pretty daggone good to me. It looks round enough to me for a bottom of a mug. I'm keeping it. So anyway, out of another piece of clay, I've got to make a bottom. And I'm not real happy with this piece because it's awful thin down at this end. I might just do it again. And I can still make a circle out of this. And I'd like to have another Sharpie tool that I haven't seen yet. Let me try this one. Oh, I can use the knife. And this is where those cookie cutters come in awful handy when you have a complete circle that you can make that's the right size of your mug. So I'm going to redo this piece again, but I can take this. I can still use the clay again. It's not going to go wasted. I'm just not happy with it. But I can use this, and it's still got a pretty print on the bottom. So I'm going to roll me out some more clay. There's all kinds of videos on YouTube. If anybody, likes to watch other people do clay and do pottery, there are lots of other videos. So I do recommend that in your spare time to view those and to look at them and watch them. Highly recommend them. And you see how wet my rolling pin is? This is the moisture from the clay that made it wet. And this was from some darker clay that was laying on the countertop when I laid this down out in the garage. It's real smooth, and it'll be fine. It'll be speckled. Dirt will burn off, but if it's another color of clay, the clay will show up. But we'll try to remember to look at that when we're done, after we fire it and everything. So how you guys doing today? I'm on a roll, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I've been watching the Eagle Cam, and Harriet and her husband have been awful cozying up this week. They've been cozying together. I think they're trying to have an egg. They've been playing around in the nest and making it soft and picking at it, and they get in the nest together and lay there and look around, and then they get out and sit on a tree limb. I sure do. A little bit more over here. A little bit more. Let's try it. I think I'm going to go down an inch. That's better. I'm going to make it a shorter mug, but that's okay. So I'll take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut it at an angle. This one will be cut straight. And this will be cut at the angle at this end. And these will be used for later. Oh, I gotta put some decorations on it. Let me get this on here. Let's see. That looks good. So I'm really not making it any bigger. I'm just making sure it's just pressed into the clay to give the impression. I don't want to make the clay any bigger. So I'm more or less pushing down. And if you don't get it in the clay, it won't show up. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to take my my prettiness, and I'm going to lay it face down. And I've got a scoring tool. It's an expensive scoring tool. So I want you all to be really careful whenever you find any of these. Make sure you don't pay too much money for them. But a scoring tool, just something to scratch the edges so that when you connect two pieces of clay together, you'll have some roughness. This roughness is going to connect to the bottom of this piece right here as I scratch it a little bit. And then we'll use a little bit of water. And I thought I'll just use this for my water. And I can use a paintbrush. Yep. You get to use all your art tools. And I'm just going to use a paintbrush and I'm going to go around it. You can also use a toothbrush. There's lots of different ways lots of things you can do. It's unlimited to the things we get to do. So now I'm going to take my mug and I'm going to sit it on the round part of the bottom. This is hand building a mug. Now I've got a lot of overlapping here, which is okay, because we're going to fix that. Okay, we're going to fix that. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to make sure I have both of them here, and I'm going to cut them at a slant at the same time, all the way down to the base, but not through the base. So I can take out this part and this part. And then these two will fit together as an overlap, because I did it on a slant. And sometimes you want to mark it up a little bit. And you can use the end of your knife or your fork or your toothbrush. And then I'm going to put some water on it. And I'm going to adhere it to the other side. And you just line the seam up and kind of rub it together a little bit. That wetness will seal it like cement. It will be like cement. It'll seal. And it's easy to do on the outside because you can kind of rub it with your finger and see that seam sealed up. Now I'm going to go around the edge of my cup and do the same thing. I want to make sure it is tightly against each other. So I'm going to kind of push it down gently without tearing it up. I can push, but I don't have to tear it up. Now, a lot of schools, pottery schools, will teach you that there's about there's 100 different ways you can do this, and different teachers will teach different things. And I've been watching a couple of girls today do this, and they say the finger, just going around it with your finger and mushing those two seams together is enough. But some of the other teachers that teach students, like in high school and stuff, they take a little coil and put it at the base and rub it in. And I'm going to have faith. I'm going to have the faith that the method that I'm doing today is going to be enough. And then what I want to do now is take my wet brush and go around that seam and make sure that both of the pieces are together. The top one is connecting to the bottom one. And I'm just going over that seam with my brush to make sure that is sealed. You can also put some slip in there, and slip would be just like liquid glass or some extra clay. And you can also do that. Now I have here, I sort of have a ridge here. Right now my clay is a little moist, so I'm going to let it dry out a little bit and move on, and we're going to come back to this. He's outside somewhere, Cheryl. Joe's outside. Yeah, I think I'm better. And then it's also uneven at the top, and I will be evening this up here too. But it's my clay is too soft, and I want it to air dry a little bit. So I've got a special board that I'm going to put it on until uh, we're going to wait a half hour or an hour, and we'll come right back to this. Okay. But what I want to do is I'm going to end up trimming some of this off, this base. I want it to be straight, or I would rather have it beveled underneath, if anything. And then I want this edge up here to be straight, uh, where it's not. But I think it's good at the bottom. I think we've got a good seal. Uh, we just have to let it sticks together like glue, like glue. But this is the base, this is the part of our mug that we have here. And it's too soft for me to handle. So I'm just going to let it sit right here. And we're going to do something else while it sort of dries a little bit. We can do another one. We can make another one since we're making them. But here's a good example of why I wanted the edges to be beveled. See, this is beveled. And then this side is beveled right here. It has more chances of forming a bigger seam than if it was straight up and down, and it makes a stronger um, joint when you have them beveled at both sides. So when you scratch this side up a little bit, and then you scratch this side up a little bit, and you add a little bit of water to it, you're making a homemade glue, clay glue. And then you have to rub that seam so that the joint will merge together. And you're condensing that joint. Remember me talking about condensing your clay? It's exactly what you're doing here. You're condensing that clay to become together again, like it never been apart. Except we know there's a seam there. But that's exactly how you do a seam. And it's with the beveled parts. It just makes better sense to do it this way than to do it straight on, because there's nothing it'll break, it'll crack. Let's see, went to a movie. Oh, Ghost, the movie Ghost, yeah. So anyway, that was my example of that. While we're waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and roll some of this clay back up, and I'll show you how I'm going to make a handle. Now, there are lots and lots and lots of movies on how to make handles and how to do clay. There's lots and lots of teachers, and um, we you can watch all of the masters and do it that way, traditional way, or you can learn from some of the educated potters, and you learn the quick ways of doing things. So today we're going to do a handle the quick way. And I guess I can show you sort of both ways how to do it. Now, I was trying to roll this together and it's not rolling. So I'm going to put it back in the bowl. It needs to be refurbished. And I'll get another piece. And this is not rolling together either. Okay. Here is a slab of clay. And this clay hasn't been rolled out yet, so I'm just going to work on this clay and make us a handle out of it. refurbished. Now this clay here will roll without splitting in the middle because I haven't used it yet. A trivet, yes, yes. So anyway, I'm going to make a handle. And I'm just taking my time and rolling it out. Okay. You all can hear him. Okay, Mary. I am using a buff clay, and this is it's not porcelain, but it's a step up from porcelain, and it is a soft, low firing clay. And it's one of my favorites because it's easy, it's soft, and it's easier to use than some of the others. Clays come in low firing, mid firing, and hot and high firing temps, and it just depends on how they make the clay and the chemistry of the clay. Without getting into the chemistry too much, um, all I can tell you is that I had to make a choice of what I wanted to do with my clay, and I decided to do everything low firing and keep all my supplies simple. I don't have a big enough brain to store all that in at one time. You have to keep it straight. You have to make sure you don't mix up the high fire with the low fire clay, etc., etc. So it's easier for me just to stick with a game plan, and this was my game plan, and that was to do all low firing products. And I use all food safe glazes. Not all glazes are the same. The glazes are the paints that you paint the pottery with. It's really not paint, it's glaze. It's a glass product. So I'm going to be needing about 6.5 inches of clay for my handle. So I'm going to cut this end off and cut this end off. And I have almost enough for another handle. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap my clay up in my doily, and so I can get a lace print on it. And I'm going to take my rolling pin and roll my clay out a little bit, flatten it just a little bit, very gently. And then when my handle comes out, it'll have a print on it, like so. So that'll be what's showing on my mug. And depending on how big you make this, depends on how big the handle is, of course. And I am going to do a slant on this end. And I'm also going to do a slant on this end. And I'm doing it the opposite direction on purpose. So this is going to be the top of my handle to the mug right here. This is going to be the side of the mug, and then this will be to the bottom of the mug. So you make a nice little curvature, and this is going to be my handle to my mug. And this is the way I want it to dry a little bit, this direction. And I will score this, and I will score this, add a little bit of water to it, and attach it to my mug here in a few minutes. So that's that. Let's take a look at our mug and see how it's doing here. Looks good. I'm going to go over it with my paintbrush again. Now the real test is going to be after I bake it. Is it going to hold water? That's going to be the trick. Now, while it's still dry a little bit, I'm going to do a little technique where I give it a belly so that my mug will be bowed out a little bit in the belly department. And I'm just going to easily, just slowly move my fingers up and down inside my mug. And you all know I have never done this before, right? I have never done this before. I have never made a mug yet. Nope. Nope. I'm just as green as you are. No, but I stayed all night at a Holiday Express last night. I can blame it on that. Can you tell that I've given it a belly? Yes, you can engrave your name in it. I have a marking tool. A lot of the girls, a lot of the potters sign their names on the bottom. Okay. I have a banding wheel, a band wheel. Okay. Let me show you my wheel. My banding wheel is a tall one, so it might be too tall for in here, but I'll bring it out anywhere. I'm sure I can find a Lazy Susan somewhere, but my banding wheel is up high instead of low, and I'm going to get me a low one. But this is neat to have because when you're working on something, you know, it's easy to go around it on a wheel and cut the edge. See if I can get y'all to see me do it this side. So like I've got a lot of clay around the edge that I don't want there. So I can make a scoring mark around my cup and just turn the wheel all the way around without having to move my hand on the knife. So I cleaned that all off. And I'm going to do the same thing for the top. And so I'm just going to go around in a circle and hold my arm still. Yeah, hold my arm still. If I hold my mouth right, I can make a straight line. Right? Right? That's not straight. That's cockeyed as all get out. So anyway, I was trying to make a straight line. And you can see the different thickness of the walls of my clay. This is much thicker than this side. But that's where you need to be more precise when you're rolling things out and using better tools than what I've got in here in my room. So now all I have to do is take a sponge, wet it a little bit, and this is uh, a micro sponge. It's good to use on clay. So I'm just going to go around in a circle and soften the edges to my cup. And this is crooked as all get out here. So I need to do that again. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm got it in my grocery cart to buy me a cheese slicer. They come in handy. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to try to even this up one more time. I think that's it right there. So anyway, I'm smoothing the edges of my mug so that it'll be pleasing to my lips when I take a drink, right? You don't want it to be sharp. And I'm going to leave some of the imperfections in it because it's the first thing. It's what I made, and it'll remind me of how to do better next time. But this sponge works as a little tiny sand tool. It's half wet and half dry, and it really covers the edges and makes them smooth and soft. Don't want to cut my lip when I'm taking a drink of coffee. And you can also do it on the inside too as well. You can see how it's got some clay on there, and that's what it's done. So there's the inside of my mug. And I'm still wanting to do some of my finger things to make the belly come out a little bit. Of course, this is hand built. When you do things on the wheel, it's totally different. It's a different. It's almost a different technique or trade. It's just there's just so many things that you can do with clay. It's just amazing. And I can tell it's wonky over here. And another thing that the girls did is they put something like a solo cup in the top of it. And I made a mess, so hang on a minute. Get that. They'll take a solo cup and put in here, and if it's too tall, so I'm gonna take the scissors to my solo cup. And you could do a funnel, use a funnel or something that's got a cone shape. And I'm putting this in so that I can get the rim of the cup shape here without touching the bottom. And it works real good to make my roundness better. So I'm not touching the bottom, and I'm making sure that my rim of my cup is much better. Yes, you fire it one time first, then it becomes bisque. And it's also a nickname called greenware. And that's when you get to work on your piece. You can sand on it sometimes when it's in the bisque state, and you can work on it if there's any imperfections there. As minor imperfections, you can fix then. But we're just talking sandable items, not anything major to the cup. But after it's bisque, then you get to paint it with your glazes. It's a little wonky. It's a little wonky, but I like it. I think it's going to be okay. And of course, you could also use a leveler and all this jazz. You know, if you put uh, a ruler on it, you can get a leveler, and you can see that this side's higher than the other and stuff like that too. But that's just the way it's going to be. I can't do nothing about that. I'm just going to let it be lopsided. And but it is still soft and very, very fragile at this point because it's so soft. But there's our mug, coffee mug right there. Now I'm going to see about putting this handle on here. See if I can do it. It's too long. That's where it's going to go. So I'm just literally going to score here. And we'll score here with my very expensive scoring tool. Then I'm going to get my water. And I'm going to put some water here. And see how milky that's getting? That's the clay turning to slip. Slip is just liquid clay. And I'm going to score a little bit on my cup. And then I'm going to put a little bit of water on my cup. And then I'm going to put these two together. And the bottom, you have to sort of push it on a little bit, press. And then you're going to press the top on. And I'm kind of smearing the edges of it to the cup. And I will tell you that this is not my best. I could do better than this. But we're going to move forward with this. We are going to move forward with this. And what I have done is made sure that I've got a good connection at the top and at the bottom. And I'm just making sure that they are glued together with that clay. We want that glued in there together really good. Now there's a trick, and I don't have it in here, but there's a trick to prevent your mugs, your handles from cracking. And you put wax on it, and it's a type of wax that's made especially for clay. Well, we'll see if we can get a cup of coffee out of it, Mary. That's our goal. That's our goal. So anyway, I am not doing another thing to this mug until it dries. It's wonky, but it is a mug. And I think if I quit playing with it, I will have better luck with it. So I just want to make sure that there's no holes in the bottom. And I will show this to you before we leave tonight. Okay? So there's my mug. It's round can be. It's as round as a solo cup. Okay. And it's on its own little bat. It's on its own little bat. That's it called a bat. A BAT. A little plate of its own. Okay. It's almost 8 o'clock. So I can do a little bit more clay, or I can go straight into the doggy tag. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Joe might. I bought the girls. His daughters bought him a coffee mug from Dunkin' Donuts for Christmas, and he keeps fixing me my coffee in it in the mornings. It's metal, so it keeps it warm. He's so nice. So, um, since I did that, I'm going to try. I want to do another one. We can do another one. Let's do another one, and then we'll do a doggy tag. I found some more tools in the garage too. since we did that, and it did work out pretty fast, here's some more paintbrushes. There's another one of these drill bits. It's a smaller size. And this is a carving tool that I use. And there's something else in here. I know it. I just know it. What'd I do with it? I've got my my marking tool is in here. Where is my marking tool? Is it in here? This is a leather punch, and it is a rose. Little rose, and I can use that on my bottom on my cup, and I'll show you where I'll put it at. And this is the tool that I use, and it's a punch tool, but it's the letter B. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's a letter B. It's upside down. It's a letter B. There it is. So it makes a good mark. And we could put that on my clay, on my mug. A cute place to put this rose would be on the bottom of the handle where I've attached it. Right here. So it's right there. And then I take my letter and I put it right here. And it looks black, but it will burn off. It'll burn off good. Okay. We'll put this puppy alone. Let it be. Okay. Another little couple details that you can get to do with your artwork when you work on something. Okay. And let me get some more clay out. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Colleen. Hi, everybody. If I haven't said hello to anybody, hello, hello. We just made a mug. Okay, Mary. Lurk away. We'll see you next time. I'll be back Saturday. There's places on the internet that sell the rolling pins that have the decoratives on them. And they want like $40 a piece for them. And they look nice on the wall, all hung up, in a row. But I won't be buying those. I'll use my dollar lace swatch. You could also go into the secondhand stores and find dresses that have some kind of lace on them or trims or something that you could find real inexpensively that way too. I watched a girl today, and she found a lace dress, and she came home and she said she spent $3 on the dress, and she felt kind of guilty until she used the lace on her project, and she says, I didn't feel guilty anymore after that. Okay, Mitzi, she's making spot dinner. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can't keep it a little bit thicker. And I think 12 inches was almost too long. So I'm going to try short. I shortened it this way. So now I'm going to shorten it this way. 2 inches. And try an 8-inch mug. That'll have a thicker wall than I got. And I do like the lace. I like this lace. I've got some other marking tools I'll show you. I found this at an antique shop years ago up in North Carolina. Isn't that funny? I can remember where I got it at. And this is a wooden, hand-carved lace print. This is what they used to use before they had fancy smancy machines that mark the tools with the ink and stuff. This is when they used to do it by hand. This is made in India. It's got India right there. And it says on here fabric printing. And I think I paid $3.50 for it. And it's an Indian hand carved wood block used for fabric printing. And so this interlocks to this point, and this interlocks to this point. So when you push it down, you can move it down and you can line it back up and make another print. It's what they used to do when they did hand printed garments in India. So there's your lesson for the day, girls. There's your lesson. So anyway, I'm shortening my mug. I'm not going to make it quite as big. I'm going to make it this big. And I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut my clay. And I'm going to cut it on the bevel. Both sides. And then I'm going to lay my lace down. And roll pin this down. Now when I throw a pot on the wheel, I don't have the option of putting this pretty lace on there unless I want to hand paint it on. But I won't be able to do that. I'm not that good. And so there's our cup. This is going to, we'll use this for our handle. And I did much better on the thickness part on this one. That's going to be on our cup. Cheryl said she brought a yard of blue flowered fabric today. Woohoo! You'll have to show us a picture of it when you get it. So anyway, I'm making a handle. And I'm going to roll it up into my lace to give it some design. And give it a little rolling pin. To make an impression. Here's my handle. So I can use this side or this side. I think I'll use this side. So it's going to attach to the mug on this side. Okay. Now I got to do a base. See if I can roll some of this up and knead it. This is kneading your clay. And I can do it better outside than in the garage than I can in here. But when you have 2 or 3 pieces that you're putting back together, you've got to roll it together until it becomes one again. That's the hardest part with throwing clay. You got to have strong arms to knead your clothes. And I've lost all my muscles. I haven't done it for so long. I'm going to build my muscles back up. And I've been sick. Yeah, I'll blame it on the illness. But it's true. I got another piece over here I can use for the base. Anyway, let me roll this out and I'll cut the bottom part and we'll put it together real quick. So this will be on the bottom. I'm going to put it on a bat. I'm going to score my outer rim. And the bottom of my other one too. And get my water brush, put a little water on it, make a little bit of slip. And then I'm going to pick this up and go around on my base. On my base. And it's got an overlap, so I'm going to compensate for that and cut it. Like that. And I'm going to score this part. Score this part. I'm not cutting, I'm just making some marks. Put a little paintbrush on it. Water. Put some water on it. And then seal the seams up. Finger press it together. I did better on this one, guys. By just sitting it down like that, I'm pouncing it down, and it's getting a tighter grip to the base by just doing that. I'm not really throwing it too hard at all. So I'm going to make my seams a little bit better. This one's better all the way around. I still got it thinner on this side than I did this side. You can tell it's a little bit thinner over here. This was on the ends. So I need to not push so hard on the edges of my piece when I'm rolling pinning, when I'm using the rolling pin. So I'm just sort of going around the base of it with my water brush and sealing the edges real good on the edge. Looks good. I like it. I like it. Looks good. Now, I'm thinking I need to go on the inside now with my water and my brush and do this inner seam at the base and up the side. I'm liking it, guys. I'm liking it. I like it. That didn't take as long, did it? No, chat's not moving. Nobody's talking. Everybody's watching. Watching and eating and snoozing. That's okay. So I'm going to take my sponge, and it is damp, and I'm going to go around the rim of my cup on the inside and on the outside and soften this edge so when I take a drink, uh, it won't cut my lips. Everybody's mesmerized by me making a mug. How about that? Look at that. There's the seam. And there's the bottom. Now I'm going to put this on there. And I'm going to score my two little places here. And use my brush. Give it a little slip. Make a slip. And glue those little babies down there. Make that joint good. Seal the side joints. Make that joint good. Little dab will do you. Okay. We will see. Time will tell. See, I didn't have to spend half as much time on that one as I did the first one. It's a good form right there. We'll get us a cup of coffee one way or another. Okay. How about that? Here's our second one. Okay, we did 2 mugs. The first one is a little shorter and fatter, and the other one's skinnier and taller. This has got a big honker of a handle on it. But that's just the way it is. That's the way life is today. So these will dry, and I can show them again to you Saturday, but we're not going to do anything else to them until it's time to load the oven. We'll let those dry. It'll take it'll probably be 2 weeks before we throw anything in the oven, I figure. Uh, the oven is pretty good size oven, and you just don't put one piece in it and fire it up. You have to. I mean, you could. I could put one thing on each shelf and fire it up, but that's not the economical way to do it. It runs about $10 every time you fire it up. From my calculations in the past, I did calculations on it about 10 years ago, and it might be more than that now in today's times. But um, but because it does cost 10, you're using electric, and because you're using a high uh, pull, you don't want to just run an empty oven. So it would be economical to put as many pieces in the oven as possible without any space, and or as much little space as possible. When you put the clay in the first time, it doesn't matter if they touch each other because there's no glaze on them to melt and to stick together. So I can load the kiln up to the brim, and everything can be piled on top of each other if you can get it in there without breaking. And I do have like 5 shelves that I get to use too. And then when you do the glazing part, you get I figure it's about 2 or 3 firings separate from one bisque, because you can get so much more in with a bisque fire because there's nothing to melt. And then when you fire it again with the glaze, you get about 3 servings out of the bisque fire. So after you bisque it, you got a lot of painting to do real fast so you can get that oven going. Then you can't paint fast enough. But that's how it works. Okay, who wants to do a doggy tag? Cheryl wants to do a doggy tag. Where's my doggy tag book? It was right here. I'm going to go ahead and put my clay up. And I'm going to put it back in my bucket. And I can knead this back up and reuse it. It won't go to waste. But I have to do it out in the garage. That's the best place to do it. So I'll have to get some fresh clay when I come back in for Saturday. We're on E, English Bulldog. We're going to do an English Bulldog with a nautical theme. An English Bulldog with a nautical theme. So that worked out real good tonight, guys. I'm happy with that. Happy as a lark. Now, these are my pottery tools. pottery tools. My pottery tool. Okay, got that part cleaned up a little bit. And English Bulldog. Here's Artie. I got clay hands, but I don't mind. There's Buddy. There's Chi-Chi. And there's Dudley. Oh, he turned out so cute. Here's Dudley. Now you'll have to come up with an E name. One thing I can think of is red would be good. I do a lot of blue and white. Here he is. Only I'm not going to do a side view like quite. I'm going to make his head turn to the front. We'll see if we can find a better view. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Thinking something like that might work. I know it. So I've got a couple of anchors from, I've got to go wash my hands because I'm putting white on everything. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, look at that. That's huggable right there. Let me go wash my hands real quick. And I'm going to get my stencil book out because I think there's some nautical stencils in there that I might be able to use. We'll just see what we can find. I've got a mermaid tail napkin. Somebody sent me this in Happy Mail. I don't remember who, but I've seen them all over the internet. They'll look cute on there. That's kind of nautical. Let's see what else I got. It's kind of in the fishy department. I think I got more. I got a seahorse and a mermaid. We could put a mermaid with them. There's a seahorse. Nautical, nautical, nautical. Here's some more nautical. Somebody sent me this napkin in a Happy Mail. It says, sit back and relax. We could put all kinds of things with them. Would we have room for him? Might not. We might not have room for him. But we could sure have it out just in case. There we go. Now we're cooking. Says, can you put your glass stone beads? It would be a test if I put any kind of beads in my mugs, like decorated on the outside like a mosaic thing. It it would be questionable if it because I don't know where the beads came from, don't know what kind of glass they're made out of, and if they would do good or not. It would almost be a trial and error to use beads. If you put beads in the clay and let them show. But there is something that you could do is I have a marking tool, and it's one of my favorite marking tools. This is one of my favorite marking tools right here. It's one of those milk glass bubbles style candle holder. And if you were to roll this around the edge on your mug, you would have these holes, and then you could glue your beads on after you finished with all the baking steps. Uh, I'd have to look into it. I've never done it and I've never seen it done, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. So, good question. Good question. So, I was thinking red background. I need another piece of white paper. Bulldog. And so I'm going to go with something like this. That's a thought. If I do a nautical background and I make my dog hate my dog. I hate my dog. Something like that. I'm talking out loud. I'm going to talk it through. I'm going to talk it through. And then he's going to come around down here. We're going to be creative tonight. And he's got a nose like that. And he's got a down, and then he's got a mouth like this. And then he's got two little tiny little eyes. Oh, we can't turn that frown upside down. We got to turn that frown upside down. I don't know about this. I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we can cheat. Do we have any more puppy dogs in here? Can we cheat? We're not cheating. We're just using our creative energy. We're wishing and hoping and wishing that we find a doggy thing. There's one with dogs and cats. Not that one. There's bears, horses, dinosaurs. Are we going to be lucky? Lucky, lucky, lucky. There's a whole bunch of cats. There's a whale. Come on. I know there's a dog in here somewhere. We had a dog before, but the Chihuahua, but I don't remember what else was on the page. It wasn't a pug. There's the Chihuahua. It wasn't a pug-a-chug. Oh, I've got another idea, though. I've got another book that has dogs in it. Oh, my gosh. Where's that dog book that I used to have? Rabbit trail. Rabbit trail. We're gonna do it. We're gonna find it. We'll see. You'll see. We're gonna find it. I have this dog book, and I've been ripping the pages out of it, sending it to everybody in Happy Mail. Do I have any of it left? Surely I haven't tore it all up. Almost. This is all of it's left. Oh my gosh. There he is right there. He says, whichever cookie wants to be eaten first, please come forward, he says. That's him. That's him right there. We're going to use him. Okay, thanks. We've got sit down. Yeah. Oh, here, look here. We'll use this one. Boy, was that kid something. I don't think that's a nice word. I think that's it right there. Look, here's the Dutch hound that we did the hound dog. There he is. That we did the other day. I think that one will do it. I think we're going to use that one. Ta-da! Ta-da! That's what we're going to use. But we're going to do a nautical theme. Yeah, we'll do a nautical theme. I still have to fussy cut them out. So it's not like I haven't worked. I love this. This is cool. And you all got to come up with a name. It has to be with the E, the letter E. Edward. Prince Edward. We can call him Prince Edward. Prince Edward. Eddie Money. I remember that. I Love a Rainy Night. Was that one of his songs? I love a rainy night. Yeah, forget that one. We're going for the biggie here. We can put him on a surfboard. Let's see what else we got in here. We'll use a blue one. Oh, here's a napkin, but there's no bulldog in it. I don't guess there's one in here. We've got one. I think we got it. We don't need to look any further. But I think I'm going to use this one for his tag. We got a sheepdog right here. If they have a sheepdog. We could do this for the sheepdog. He's cute. Yeah, buddy. Okay. We still got these. I'll save this for next week. Let's see what Terry posted something for me. A book lover's bookmark, she did. She made a bookmark. Isn't that pretty? Very nice. Okay, so we'll save this for next week. Let's see, what is today's date? The 5th or the 6th? 6th. It's the 6th. So next week, either Tuesday or Thursday, we'll use this red one for Valentine's Day. Did you make that, Teresa? It's pretty. Beautiful. I love the colors. So we'll save this one for next week for Valentine's. And we'll stick to the nautical tonight. I can do that. But we're using this guy. I love him. He's laughing. So, okay. Get me some glue. Hi, Rebecca. We're doing good. We're working on a doggy tag right now. I made 2 mugs. I made 2 coffee mugs out of clay. I'll have to show them to you in a minute. They're over here drying. We did clay, and now we're doing a dog tag. And we're trying to keep it a nautical theme. And you guys got to come up with a name, starting with an E. So far, I think Eddie and Edward are the only ones I've seen. What kind of glue are you using? This is just all glue, school glue with a little bit of water in it. Glue all. Well, Terry, I think Teresa sent Terry the bookmark. Uh, so Terry posted it. Is that what I saw? Eeyore, Eugene, Eustace. Oh my gosh. You all decide. I'm not going to do it. You do it. You all tell me. Oh, you made it this morning. I thought I was looking at something else then. I'm sorry. Let's see. I must have looked at it wrong. So it was Teresa. I'm sorry, Teresa that made the bookmark. So okay, so here's our under the water. We could put the mermaid tail on him. And I've got an anchor and some ships. We can put a sailing ship. And I have a hole there for a tassel. These are from Santa. These came all the way from Newfoundland. Finland. Oh, Teresa said she's called Terry too, huh? Okay. I'll answer just about to anything as long as you just call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. And I got a nautical thing here. I think I'll put it right there. Okay, that's good. I think I'll outline it in blue. Let's see if I can find another blue. And I'll use a ruler. Let's try this one. Sir Elvis. Do a little bit of outlining here. Elmer. We could call him Elmer. Sir Edward. I like Sir Edward. Captain. It would be Captain Edward on the ocean. Captain Edward. Oh. The old man that lived next to my gram used to tease you and say your mom wears combat boots. His name was Elmer. Good old Elmer. Okay, let's see now. Oh, I still have these other little doodladdies here I got. What else? Put a mermaid on his back. Captain Edward, okay. Captain Edward, Elmer, and Eustace. Number one. Number one. Number one for Edward, Captain Edward. Number two for Elmer, and number three for Eustace. And here comes Sue with another name. It's Captain Edward is leading with two. Captain Edward is in the lead with two. Number one. Here's what we got so far. Mitzi likes number two. Suzanne likes number three. Rebecca likes number two. Deb likes number one. That's three for number one. Three for one, two for two, and one for three. we got time to do a stencil page. Would you all, or do you all want to do a pick 10 with me? Tracy says 1, 2, 3. I think it's going to be Captain Edward. That's 4. I vote for Captain Edward. That's 4 for number 1. There she is. There she blows. Oh, we got to do a tassel. Almost forgot. Can't forget the tassels. That would just be totally wrong. Totally wrong to forget the tassels. Get some of that. There's a blue. I can't tell if that's blue or black. Looks like it got a hint of blue into it. I got a piece of leather. Real leather. Woohoo!
Got any garbage?
Oh, I might.
Huh?
I might.
Good?
Okay, we got a little blue tassel there. That'll work. We'll take it. Sold. We got tassels. I got enough nautical stuff. We can do another nautical page in the craft book. We're not going to do anything with the tag we have. We keep them in a book. Oh, I know what we can do, guys. I saved this. It's a box, and we could make a tag book out of it. It'll be perfect size. So, what better way to make a tag book than out of a dog food box? How about them apples? We put them in a book, Rebecca, and sit them on the shelf. Started doing this last summer. We did, or last spring. We did. Oh, okay, a captain's hat. All right, I'll see what I can do. We started doing the cat tags by accident last spring, and we just art. We just like to art. So anyway, yeah, I can make a journal book out of this box. Yeah, we just do it for ourselves. Nothing, no rhyme or reason. We don't send the tags to anybody. We just sort of keep them in a book. We haven't gone into any exchanges for a while, and we just like hanging out together and doing this together. The girls like doing it and telling me what to do. I let them tell me what to do. That's the way we do it around here. So this is gonna be our new dog tag book. Customize it. Customized. I'm just eyeballing it. And I can cover it with some fabric. I've got some of those big fat binder rings I could put in it. Yep, we're playing, that's for sure. We just like hanging out. So that's going to be it. I just got to cover it with some fabric. Let's see. Now I got some fabric for a present a while back, and I think it's down here. Let's see.
What you doing, honey?
We're making a book.
Happy mail to you.
We got Happy Meal.
Uh,
Woohoo! Oh, this is from England, you guys.
Are we even sure?
This is Royal Mail. And looky there, the stamp didn't even get inked. Woohoo! USA. Huh?
They never tag me.
Well, that's not my fault.
Okay.
So I know who that's from. Okay. Oh, looky here, a postcard. Oh.
Isn't that pretty?
It's got an awful lot of doodle on it. I bet I know who
Sure
it's
is
from.
homemade. I can tell.
It is. It's from Mary.
What a job.
Happy Heart Day from Mary.
Good job, Mary. I like the colors.
Hi, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hello,
Hi,
Joe.
ladies. How you all doing? I've been outside in the garage. Did you make these tonight?
I did.
Wow, they're cute.
Y'all want to? Some of y'all hadn't seen them yet.
I like the handles.
Well, these are my first mugs.
Yeah, and it takes a while. It's got some nice textures. That's Did you find your bee?
Yep, I did.
Delicious. Oh, it ain't delicious.
Nope, it's not.
Wow. Those look like the big ones. That big one we got. Big heavy.
Yeah.
Bug. Now, how many times can you fire it?
How many times can you fire it?
Yeah, you put 3 times.
Well, you can fire. You can refire items, but you always take a risk when you refire it a third time.
Oh.
But you're supposed to fire them twice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all, is necessary. Oh no, Teresa said her hubby broke her coffee mug this morning.
Oh. Well.
But we just hand built these earlier this evening. So they have to dry.
Mm-hmm.
And so there we go there. This is the tag we just did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for something that we could use as a dog tag fabric.
Mm.
And this is the first thing I picked. So how about we cover our book with that?
That'd be nice.
That looks like a dog tag material to me.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So there.
Captain Edward. What was Paul's dog's name? Not
Parker.
Huh?
Parker.
Parker. That would have been a nice one to.
Oh, a dog napkin. Well, I don't think I have enough napkins. I don't have enough. Uh, it would work on this side, but not this side. I don't have enough doggy napkins. That's a good idea, though. Um, I just have the one doggy napkin, is all I have. And I'm afraid one won't do it. This is all that I have. I cut the other half up to make the MasterCard. To make this up. Let's see, while we're out, the next one is a French Bulldog. We got two Bulldogs, English and then French. How about that? Yeah. We'll have to make a Valentine French dog. I've got another dog napkin back here, but it's not. I don't think it's big enough either. It's just parts of one napkin. I just have this much, half of it. I just have 3/4 of it. There might be another one in here. Here's this one, and I've glued it down. But that's a good idea. But I'm just going to do it in fabric, and that way it'll withstand. It will withstand, handling it on and putting it on the shelf and stuff. But that's a good idea. This is a piece of fabric. Somebody sent this to me. One of y'all did. One of y'all did. This came in some napkin exchange. But I don't really think I know what I have. I've got some paw print paper. That would look cute. It's like brown paper. Let me show you that. It's right over here. How about this? I got some of this. Want to put the doggy book in this one? This would be cute. Uh-huh. I got a vote. I got one vote. That's cool. Deb says it's cool. I think it'd be good. And I could still maybe use some of those napkins on the outside of it, like on the front and the back or something. Yeah, I could put this on, and then we could still put stickers on. I might have some doggy stickers. I can look at my stickers. Puppy paw print journal. We're always so good about giving everything a name. Okay, I'm gonna use this. This is the winner. But I'm going to gesso. I want to gesso this part because it's it's so colorful. I haven't used any gesso for 2 months, I swear. I'm gesso deprived. No, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use another brush. I got more brushes over here. I love it when a good plan falls together. When we come up with a good plan. Woohoo! Let's see now. Gesso this baby up. I won't have to do the other side because it's already brown. It's fine. There's no ink on it. A puppy paw print journal. Teresa's crocheting something and it's got so much static. Uh-huh. Picks up everything but boys and money. I haven't heard that one. Let me get the heat gun out. Dry this a little bit. Dolly Parton. Oh my gosh. See Deb's comment above. Okay, I'm going. Yeah, stickers and cutouts for later. Now let's see. I'm thinking that'll work. I'm going to put 2 coats on it while we're here. Might as well. Okay, that looks better. Better safe than sorry. Heat gun again. How many of y'all got bad storms? I know Georgia's had some. And North and South Carolina. Anybody else got storms going on? Teresa, have you got storms? It got down to, I don't want to say anything negative or positive, but it's just a fact. But it was 81 today. Can't believe it. I had to turn the air back on. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying a statement. It's just a statement. Don't shoot the messenger. Deb said it was bad last night and this morning, though. This uh, glue reminds me of marshmallow. It is just so thick and goopy. I haven't used any glue for so long. It usually doesn't get this time get this it usually doesn't get this goopy. I guess I need to put some water in it. But it's like marshmallow. I used to make a dip. What did I used to make with marshmallow? With a jar of marshmallow cream. I can't remember what it was I made. It was some kind of a sweet dish for fruit. Can't remember now what it was.
Doing good?
Are you eating your dinner, honey?
Mm-hmm.
You good?
You put a couple papers in there for me.
I did.
Yeah.
Made him a goulash. Here we go. Wish me luck. Pineapple.
Who was that the other day or last week was talking about the beanie weenies?
I don't know.
Smokies.
Who was talking about Smokies the other day?
We're gonna have smokies tomorrow night.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
You got it? You got some?
Uh-huh.
Goulash. Yum. Oh, it was Allie. Allie was talking about beanie weenies and the miniature Smokies. Okay, well he's gonna fix them tomorrow. So you heard him. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah. You eat all your hamburger, Abby? Just a little bit?
Yeah, she just got a little bit.
She likes for you to chew it up for her and put it in her bowl.
Well, she don't have any back teeth, honey.
We could get her a plate.
Poor little Abby. She had to have her teeth pulled in the back because she had rotten teeth. And it has to do with the type of breed of dog she is. And it was just old age, you know. She had to have some of her back teeth pulled out. But she's got her front teeth. So I buy her soft food. And I cut her food up if I give her anything out of the refrigerator. Because she's my baby.
She gets a gourmet menu.
She does. She does. She gets hand fed if she needs to. So I don't know if there's an up or a down on this. I don't think it matters. Don't think it matters. This would be cute to make some little gift bags out of.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to fold this in just to give it a little bit more material to.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Teresa's a good crafter. She likes to craft.
Mm. Well,
What have you been doing?
taking everything off that trailer.
Is it going to rain?
It's by the time it rains.
It's threatening. Is it threatening?
Yeah. By the time it rains, it falls and it already quits by the time I cover up.
Oh, yeah. Just showers.
Mom said it's going to snow tonight. 18 to 2 foot.
Wow.
I went, where did you get those numbers?
Well, she had to have heard it.
I was on the TV.
Yeah. She lives up in Kentucky. So.
They said they're already getting some flooding.
Yeah, Tennessee was getting some high waters too.
Mm.
I'm telling you, it's like marshmallow. It's like that marshmallow cream stuff.
You got to put water on.
I haven't used any glue for a month where we've been doing felting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like my glue turned to marshmallow cream.
Cottage cheese.
It's really thick. Really, 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 really thick.
Ed had this one drawer I looked in. He had about four or five model car paints: blue, red, black,
Oh, yeah.
yellow. And I said, "What'd you have these for?" He says, "Well, I used to touch them up if they got nicks."
Uh-huh.
You know, the enamel.
Uh-huh.
And he had they were dried up a little bit. Those little ones like they got over at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
He had a couple strings of those. And they were. I don't think they were any good, or I would have got them because he throws them away anyway.
Okay, now I need magic. Magic, magic. I need magic. Can't see through it. Don't know where it is. Oh my gosh.
What?
I got holes in this thing and I didn't point it out.
Oh, and that's thick stuff, ain't it?
Well, it's not that thick. I don't know where to poke. I'm going to assume it's right in here. I just thought for sure I could find them. They're either down here or down here. Can you believe it? Do you have your flashlight there?
No, but this light here showing. Here. See where it's at? Is it on the middle one?
There's 4 holes in there.
In the middle?
In the middle section.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
The hose?
Yeah.
I can't see them.
I can. Right there. Hang on. I'm coming.
Okay. Come on, Lucille, poke it.
I will. There's one.
Oh yeah.
Can't see the others, but there's one.
They cross from each other right back there.
Uh-huh. It's gotta be right here.
Maybe. It is now.
It is now, if it's not.
Oh my.
There.
Oh, I see something.
And there's one there somewhere. Come on, baby. Come on. We're hunting for you. Is that it right there?
Only 4 of them?
Yeah. Found him.
Oh boy, that was a
My gosh.
treasure hunt.
We held it up to the light bulb, directly to the light bulb, to find the holes that I'd already punched.
That's some good cover sheets.
I guess so. Good brown paper, huh?
Yeah. Been doggy printed.
So, yeah. Let's see what we got here that I can poke in there. Like this. You went into the kitchen to get something to eat, and the remote was in your hand, and you forgot to bring it back. That happens. This is the tricky part. How am I going to? I don't think I can. I tried this before. I'd love to, but I can't. I have to go in this hole. And then I can go through this hole. And that's the only way I can get that in there. So there's one. And here's the other one. So it'll go in this hole. And then, as I tore the paper off the back, then it'll go into this hole. Like that. Good night, Teresa. Okay. See you later, honey. There's the other one. So there's our 3-ring binder, our two ring dog tag book. That's it. I'll put a doggy patch on it. Okay. There. I had to put a patch on it, but it works. So by the time we get 26 tags in here, it'll be nice and fat. Because I had this little notebook as a starter book for the cats, and the cat tags outgrew it, and I made them a new book. So now we got a new dog tag book. Can't believe we've already done 5. We did. We've already done 5. I might have to make another one. This is not going to work, I don't think. Look at this. I might have to work on it. I didn't do very good. But I tried. Hey, I found a charm. The charm came off of the dog charm here. All right. We did that. All right. So, guys, what a night. I'm going to put this back in the stencil book. For next time. There's enough there to do another page. Okay. Have we done enough for today? I think we have. So here's our mugs and our tag. Okay, everybody, what do y'all think? I'll take a picture and post this with my camera. Here it is. He is cute. Oh, a hat. You all wanted a hat. I have to look up a nautical hat, right? A captain's hat. A pirate hat. Something like that. Hi, Skylar. Joe's here too. Yeah, he took the garbage out. Well, maybe we can do it out of this. We'll use this fabric after all. Skylar, we made some mugs tonight. We made those. They're wet clay. They have to dry. See how to fold a paper hat. Sailor's hat. Sailor hat. How to fold a sailor hat. There used to be one that you did out of newspaper. Paper hat. Paper hat. Let's try that. Okay, fold it in half. Shoot. Too many directions. Man. I'm going to try to fold it. take and you, oops, come back. I think you fold this down to halfway. And then you fold this one up, or these two in. And no, that's not right. And you fold it up, fold it back up. With these two corners in. Something like that. Something like this. Mm-hmm. How about this? Fold these two in. I'm gonna make a sailor hat and or draw one. Yeah. No, I want to make it. I'm gonna make it. I can make it. I can do it. We'll make it. We're gonna make it all right. Fold those two in to make the point. We don't care about the back side. We're just worried about the front side. And then you take the front side and you make a little cuff. And you fold it in to the cuff, I think. Let's try it. We'll try it. Got some good sticky glue, buddy, I tell you. Sticky marshmallow glue. And then we're going to fold this one up to make the sailor's hat. There he is. We got it. We got it. We got us a corny looking sailor hat. We're using this marshmallow glue to boot. We'll just continue to use it and glue it down. How about that for a hat? That's what he's getting. That's what he's got. Arr! Okay. That'll do it. Yeah, I think that looks good. So, guys, I think I'm going to quit for the night. And I will be back Saturday. I don't know what we're going to do Saturday. I haven't come up with that idea. I'm thinking, well, maybe we'll be in the garage by then. So I've been putting it off, but I'm ready to go to the garage. Give my give my I don't know if I can do it on if I can do it in front of y'all. If I can throw a pot, I'll have to really, really think about it. Really hard. Yeah, I'll be back Saturday. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's nice outside too. It's nice in the garage. Almost really too warm today. Yeah, the garage was cooler than outside. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I will. I'll be out there Saturday. And I got a nice big table out there to work on, and uh, I'll give you a little tour of the back of the garage. And it's dirty. I mean, it's a dirty garage, so don't expect anything. It's not like a studio. It's just the back of the garage, so don't expect anything real clean. But it's doable. It's got my wheel and it's got my oven. It'll be different. But I got a camera out there, and we are wired up, so I just have to turn it on out there and see how to fine tune it. So I will see you all Saturday, if not before in the chat room somewhere. So you all have a good night. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me tonight. We did good. We did good with our. I just hope they make it through the firings. I just hope they make it. We'll find out. And you know what? If they don't work, we'll just have to make some more. That's what that means. We'll have to make more. But you can see this one's more uniform than this one. This one's got real weak over here. So we'll see. We'll see. You don't know unless you try. But there's more to come. We're going to make some bowls, and I got other stuff to show you. There's a lot of stuff to show you yet. So it ain't over yet. So thanks for hanging. Y'all have a good evening and good night.